Hello, welcome to lesson 7, quadratic expressions and equations. Our subtopic is perfect square. We begin. So if a number is a perfect square, then its square root is an exact number. That is a rational number. For example, if I have 9, so the square root of 9 is 3. So we say 9 is a perfect square because its square root is an exact number. Another one, if you get the square root of 25, it is also 5. So therefore, these two, 9 and 25, can be said to be perfect squares. Now, for the case of quadratic expression, we say a quadratic expression is a perfect square if it can factorize into a square of a single expression. For example, if I have x squared plus 8x plus 16, so we say this one will be a perfect square if it can factorize into a square of a single expression. So let me explain by solving this one. So this one can be, if you're told to factorize this one, so I said we check the coefficient of x squared. If it is 1, just come up with the 2 brackets and begin with x. Then find two numbers that when you multiply you get 16 and when you add you get 8. So when you multiply you get this 16 and when you add you get this 8. So those will be 4 and 4. So 4 times 4 is 16 and 4 plus 4 is 8. So just come and put them there. And when you factorize this one, you get this one. This one can be written as x plus 4 square, be factorized into a square of a single expression. And that is how you know when an expression is a perfect square. Another example, if I have 9x squared minus 12x plus 4. If you factorize this one, so we come up with a product and sum. So product is 36 and our sum here is negative 12, this one here. So therefore we look for two numbers that when you multiply them you get 36 and when you add them you get negative 12. That will be negative 6 and negative 6. So we substitute this one with this negative 12 here. You just add x here, then you come and substitute this one with these two. So we'll have 9x squared minus 6x minus 6x plus 4. Whatever is common here is 3x. Factor it outside, you're going to remain with 3x minus, so 3x goes here, 2. Then you close the bracket. Then whatever is common here is minus 2. So inside you're going to remain with 3x minus 2. So if you put this one under one bracket, you're going to have 3x minus 2 and 3x minus 2. So this one, you see these two expressions are the same. So they can be written, you can write it as 3x minus 2 squared. So we have factorized this one into a square of a single expression simply because the expressions are the same, the factors are the same. So therefore when you do this one, when you factorize and you get such, then you say that expression is a perfect square. Now how can you know if an expression is a perfect square without factorizing this way? We can use two parameters. One, you check A and C. So the general formula of a quadratic expression is ax squared plus bx plus c. So you always check A and C. So if A and C are perfect squares, then that is the first parameter. Then you can know that expression is a perfect square. Number 2, if you take b squared should be the same as 4ac. So if these two parameters are correct, then you know that that expression is a perfect square. So let us do examples. We are given a x squared plus 8x plus 16. So we are told to verify whether this expression is a perfect square. To know this one is a perfect square, the first thing I do, I check what is A and what is C. So our A is 1 and our C is 16. So if you check these two are perfect squares, because the square root of 1 is 1 and the square root of 16 is 4, so they can be, their square root is an exact number. Then from there you look for b squared. B squared will be 8 squared, which is 64. Then you look for AC, so that will be 4 times 1 times 16, that gives you 64. That means that b squared is equivalent to 4 is equals to 4AC. So therefore if you check, b squared is 64, 4AC is 64. So therefore this expression is a perfect square. So we have been told to express this expression as a plus b squared. So x plus, there it is 4, and that is the answer. So if you factorize this expression, this is what you're supposed to get. B, I have 25y squared minus 30y plus 9. So how do I know if this one is a perfect square? So I look for A is 25 and C is 9. So check, are these two perfect squares? Yes, they have an exact square root, so which is 5 and 3 respectively. Then come and check B. So B, it is negative 30 squared, this will be 900, positive 900. If you do 4AC, you get this will be 4 times A is 25 times 9. Again, it gives you 900. So therefore b squared is equals to 4AC, which is 900. So therefore this one is a perfect square. So if you express it as a square of a single expression, you just square root the whole of this and you square root the whole of this. Since here it is minus, then you say this will be 5y minus. Now if this is minus, you put minus inside that bracket, then this will be 3, then you square, and that will be the square of a single expression. X squared minus 44x plus 49. So I want to check if this one is a perfect square. So what I do, I look for A and C. So our A is 1 and our C is 49. So again, these two are perfect square because they have exact square root. Square root of 1 is 1, that is an exact number. The square root of 9 is 7. Again, that is an exact number. So these two are perfect squares. Then the next one, we look for b squared. B squared will be negative 44 squared, which will give you 6. And if you try to do 4AC, then you will get it is 4 times A, which is 1 times 49. So this one will be 196. So therefore you can see that b squared is not equal to 4AC because 936 is not equals to 196. So therefore this expression is not a perfect square, and you cannot express it as a square of a single expression. I'll go to the next one, y squared minus 8y plus 24. So this one, if you check A is 1 and B is 24. So if you check, this one is a perfect square, but this one is not a perfect square because its square root is not an exact number. So therefore you say this one is not a perfect square, not perfect square. So and those are the two parameters that you use to know whether an expression is a perfect square or not. So you can try these two, try these ones, and let's meet in our next lesson. Thank you.